Hi, Taehyung Lovers. Welcome back to the Taehyung Lovers channel worldwide. And this time, don't you dare skip the first 3 seconds. Because what you're about to see is not just an ordinary airport moment. This is a moment that made the world go silent and then ask with suspicion, why does Kim Taehyung look ordinary when everyone knows he is never ordinary? April 2026 became the point where the global public was once again captivated by the figure of Kim Taehyung, not because of cheap controversy, not because of manufactured drama, but because of something far more emotionally unsettling, authenticity that cannot be fabricated. At a time when the K-pop industry is filled with perfectly curated images, Taehyung quietly breaks them all calmly, silently, but with a powerful impact. And it all started from one simple moment at the airport that at first looked ordinary, but slowly turned into a global phenomenon that left ARMY divided between admiration and questioning. He appeared with a regular student-style red cap, white mask, large headphones, relaxed sweater, simple backpack. But that's exactly where the oddity lies. Because when the camera started pointing and the public became aware, one question instantly went viral. Is his genuine simplicity or the smartest strategy ever executed by an idol? His steps were quick, without drama, without excessive image building. Yet that's exactly what made the world stop and take a closer look. And wait until you find out behind that casual appearance, the value of his outfit can reach thousands of dollars. At this point, emotions began to explode. Some felt inspired, some didn't believe it, and others began questioning the reality behind the image. Not to mention when he arrived at Tokyo Dome with BTS, amid sold-out tickets and insane resale prices. This is no longer just a concert. This is a global psychological phenomenon. And the most chilling part? In the middle of all that, Kim Taehyung did just one simple thing. He bowed and said, "Kabak," a small gesture that made the world fall silent again. In this content, we will break everything down in detail. The real facts behind a viral, simple airport look. Psychological analysis of why Taehyung doesn't need to stand out to dominate. The journey to Japan that sparked a global explosion. Outfit price versus image reality that sparked ARMY debates. The BTS concert ticket phenomenon reaching thousands of dollars. And the small moment that became the biggest proof of who Kim Taehyung truly is. So before we continue, write in the comments now. Do you think this is real or strategy? Because your opinion is part of this bigger story. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. And most importantly, share this video so the world continues to see the good side of Kim Taehyung that not everyone understands. And trust me, by the end of this video, the way you see him will never be the same again. April 2026 became the point where the global public was once again captivated by Kim Taehyung, not because of controversy, not because of cheap sensation, but because of something far stronger. Authenticity that cannot be engineered. In a world of entertainment filled with constructed images, Taehyung broke expectations in a nearly silent way, yet with extraordinary impact. And it all began from one simple airport moment, a moment that seemed ordinary, but slowly turned into a global emotional phenomenon. It became the opening stage of a journey that seemed simple, yet meaningful. Upon arriving at the airport, Kim Taehyung appeared far from glamorous. He wore a red cap with an A logo, a white mask, and large headphones, creating a silhouette more like a college student than a global superstar. A navy striped sweater paired with a white shirt gave a relaxed yet neat impression, while a brown backpack strengthened his signature boy next door aura. But that's where the paradox lies at a moment when many celebrities try to stand out. Taehyung chose simplicity, and ironically, it made him stand out even more. His steps were light but purposeful, without chaos. But reality said otherwise. His presence still became the center of attention. Cameras turned, whispers began, and within seconds, the public space transformed into a stage without a script. A question arose in many minds. Is this a precisely designed strategy, or simply an identity that has never changed? This is where the psychological power works. Kim Taehyung doesn't force himself to look special, yet the world naturally recognizes him as someone different. The atmosphere then became more dynamic. He walked faster, slightly leaning forward, like someone chasing time toward departure. Around him, People passed by without fully realizing they were near one of the biggest global icons today. This contrast created a powerful narrative that calmness and simplicity actually amplify his appeal. In social psychology, this reflects a phenomenon where power doesn't need to be explicitly shown to be recognized. Taehyung doesn't try to dominate space, yet the space itself adjusts to his presence. The journey from South Korea to Japan, taking about 2 to 2.5 hours, was more than just a relocation. With a departure around 9 o'clock Korea Standard Time and arrival in Tokyo around 11:30 Japan Standard Time, this trip became a bridge to one of the most prestigious stages of his career. The destination, Tokyo Dome, has long been known as a symbol of achievement for global musicians. It is there that BTS would once again make history, with sold-out tickets and soaring public expectations. But behind that student-like appearance, the revealed facts shocked many. His outfit turned out to have a fantastic value in USD. The baseball cap ranged from $30 to $70, premium headphones $300 to $700, branded sweater $200 to $450, inner shirt $70 to $150, shorts $70 to $200, sneakers $200 to $400, leather backpack $300 to $800, and a watch reaching $700 to $2,000. In total, his look ranged from about $1,870 to $4,770. This sparked mixed emotional reactions, admiration, inspiration, even skepticism. Can this still be called simple, or is it another form of luxury disguised with stylistic intelligence? Japan itself, as one of BTS's biggest fan bases, had long prepared to welcome this moment. Every arrival becomes a national phenomenon, and this time was no different. Yet amidst all the grandeur, Taehyung still carried something money cannot buy: humility. With a simple gesture, he bowed and said "kpop," a form of respect deeply meaningful in East Asian culture. This brief moment left a strong impression, reminding the world that behind his global star status, he remains warm and authentic. Concert ticket prices in Japan reflected the scale of the event. Standard seats, S-seat, were around 25,000 yen, $160 USD, SSC 35,000 yen, $220 USD, and VIP up to 45,000 yen, $285 USD. But reality often differed due to high demand. Resale prices could surge to $500 or even exceed 1,500 US dollars. This phenomenon is not just economic, it's proof of the emotional power of ARMY, willing to do anything for a once-in-a-lifetime moment. And when the stage lights finally turned on, thousands of voices united, and Kim Taehyung stood under the spotlight, all numbers, debates, and doubts vanished instantly. What remained was a connection, an emotional bond that cannot be measured by money or logic. Japan wasn't just ready, they had been waiting with full anticipation. Now the question shifts to the public and to you reading this. Is Kim Taehyung's simplicity a true reflection of his identity or a subtle strategy to build emotional closeness with fans? And if you were in the sea of audience at Tokyo Dome, would you see a superstar or someone who feels incredibly close? The answer may differ for everyone, but one thing is certain: this phenomenon will not stop here, and the world will keep watching. At this point, we all finally realized April 2026 was not just an ordinary moment, but the point where the world fell silent again because of one name: Kim Taehyung. Not because of sensation, not because of controversy, but because of something far stronger: authenticity that cannot be faked. From a simple airport moment to a grand stage at Tokyo Dome, it all becomes one big story that is far from over. Thank you for watching until the end. If you enjoy content like this, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. If you don't like it, feel free to skip, because Taehyung Lovers never forces anyone. But one thing is certain: stories like this will always return with deeper facts and sharper perspectives. Now it's your turn. Do you think this is pure authenticity or the smartest strategy ever done by an idol? Write in the comments, because your voice is part of this phenomenon. This story is not over. There are details the public hasn't fully uncovered yet, and they could change how the world sees Kim Taehyung forever. Stay tuned for the latest updates only on Taehyung Lovers. Keep following everything about Kim Taehyung only on this channel. Thank you, stay safe, and see you next time.